10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Ferrara won it.
Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
And thanks to those joining me live and those will be joining me on the archive. D-Style here. If you're watching on the archive, hit the like button, hit that bell so you're notified every time I come on live. If you're not getting notifications and you're watching this, just go ahead and hit the bell button. And if it does say that you're supposed to be notified, just do the old trickaroo. You trick YouTube, right? So you undo the bell thing and then you do it again, and then voila, you'll start getting the notifications. So I don't got to keep hearing all these times to get the notifications these times, right? Now, I know y'all know. I mean, I made all this like all I did was I was trying to be funny with a tweet, right? So I tweet out like why double dip? This is the play on Danny Garcia, his whole no double dipping, no double dipping. We don't want to double dipping now, right? On Ariel Hawani's show, right? Shout out to Danny Garcia who just beat up some no-hoper, right? I forgot that he's depressed, by the way. Now he's all smiles after he knocked the dude's block off, right? In a total mismatch. But I get it's the last match, his last fight in Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Woo! Wow. All right, but it was a hell of a knockout. I will say that. I did bet the knockout, so there's that. I loved it. Shout out to Haplotype. DStyleBoxing, that's right. Remy with a super chat, much appreciated, brother. Okay, and JC in the building as well. If you're watching right now, hit the like button and comment. Let me know you're there. The whole 9 yards, right? I don't know. I don't know who that was, JC. But anyway, so just on a play, I was just trying to be cute. I'm like, oh, why double dip? When you could triple dip with Al Heyman, right? And I put the picture of Al Heyman. Woo! Some dudes got mad, bro. Dudes were getting mad. Dudes were getting in their feelings because I used you think using the image of Muhammad to Muslims is bad. For those that watch, by the way, and you share your stupid little group text, right? Which I know about because you got snakes in your camp, okay? But you go ahead and crop this one, right? Go to screen share. I don't give a fuck what you do, right? But here's the thing. So you think Muslims get mad when you share the image of Muhammad? When you put the image of Muhammad out there? Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen. The way some PBC fanboys get angry when you put the image of Al Heyman out there. I mean, they act like you just did something horrible. How dare you talk about Heyman? Don't talk about my Heyman. People talking about how I changed. What? Oh, D-Style, you changed, D-Style. You changed. I remember he used to be a different person. There's a dude that he can't stop crying on Twitter. But D-Style, remember, he used to be cool, but he changed. All of D-Style would have fucked with D-Style. I've been telling people. I've been telling me being weird. Why is this being weird? It's weird that he's talking about Al Heyman. It's not weird that you're defending Al Heyman. It's not weird that you're on your feelings about Al Heyman, right? That dude's calling me racist. Oh, he's a racist now? Oh my God, I can't believe D-Style's racist. Look at him. he used to be cool with all these black channels, and now he's racist. Why? Because I made a little joke about Al Heyman. You bunch of fucking crybabies. Go cry about it, bro. I don't give a fuck what you do. Right? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a hell who you tell and what you should. I don't give a fuck. All right? What are we doing? What type of crybaby dumb shit is that? Like that's some crybaby dumb shit. It's weird. They're being weird. Like they're just trying to discourage people from criticizing Heyman. Right? So like it's some dude like, look at DStyle. Look at DStyle. He changed. He's not the same no more. Like, you bunch of fucking crybaby motherfuckers. Okay? And then they're going on different accounts. Like, they're logging on to different accounts and just saying word for word the same thing. Oh, you're getting cooked in the chat. Like, if I don't know. Like, you make it obvious that it's you. What are we doing? Haplotype knows what's up. I didn't change. The game changed on me. I'm still that same old. I'm a little older now, a little wiser. Of course, I evolved on some things and other things, but for the most part, the core element, the coreness of me is still the same. I'm just an old fart now. That's it. Right? But I'm the same dude. But the Heyman disciples, as Remy just said in chat, I mean, they're interfering. They're making it about something that has nothing to do with anything. I didn't mention race. I didn't say anything about black people. I didn't say anything, right? But he used to. What are you talking about? I'm so down with Ashy Knuckles, blood boxing, okay? And a lot of my, old friends from the LDBC, I mean, unfortunately, they just went nuts with the whole fucking Glovegate thing, right? And they started to disappear. That ain't my fault. Right? Oh, DStyle, he used to talk boxing with the LDBC. Oh, well, yes. So what? Then they went cuckoo. For Cocoa Puffs. Never made a video talking shit. Never said. I just kept it moving, kept doing my thing. That's it. Like that box. I used to have a round table, invited everybody. All the time. Right? Dudes came on here and gave me a super chat. Oh, I given super chats to a lot of people over the years. Are you really like talking about you're pocket watching me and who I give super chats to and who I was cool with and all this other shit? Like, history is history. It's there. All right? It's right. It ain't going nowhere. I'll do it for you. See how easy that was? But a lot of you guys, you're in your feelings. You're in your feelings because I made a little joke about Al Heyman. You can't take the fucking joke. What are we doing? You're taking the ass by Al Heyman, but you can't take a joke. What the fuck's going on right now? What in the F is going on? Look at me. I'm just like throwing F-bombs everywhere. Then I said the F, as if that's gonna make it any better now. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? Right? Oh, but the thing is that you changed. Did I change? Did I really? Or are you just too much of a bitch? Or I think that's what it is. I think you liked me when I said things you agreed with. All right? And now that I'm saying things you don't agree with, oh, he changed. He's different. Oh. What are we doing? I saw a dude put, oh, look at DStyle. He was even on Stormy B-Man's channel on the Eye of the Storm. Well, yeah, it's on YouTube, you stupid motherfuckers. He came on my channel first. He asked to come on. Asked Reggie if he could come on my channel. And I gave him this platform so he could talk boxing. All right? Never had an issue with the dude. He had one thing to say off record on phones and said other shit on his channel later, but that's cool. It is what it is. I ain't concerned about nothing. DStyle ain't concerned about nada. Not a damn thing. I don't give a fuck. Talk shit about Donald Trump. I do videos with people that love Donald Trump. Right? Oh, so-and-so has a beef with this dude. I still do shows with them. I still talk boxing with them. Oh, why'd you talking with that guy? Well, why him? I don't like him. Why you cool with him? Why'd you give Punch Drunk super chats? Why'd you give Fernando super chat that one time and those other times? And why you cool with Black Fight Fan? I could be cool with whoever the fuck I want to be cool with. I'm a grown ass man. What about who the fuck you're cool with? The fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, but he used to be cool. I'm the same fucking dude, right? But I didn't believe that Tyson Fury had a fucking brick or an egg weight or whatever retarded shit in his gloves, bro. And whoever had an issue with it, I said it live here on camera too. I don't give a fuck. Oh, remember, the guy changed. He changed. No, I didn't change for a dick, motherfuckers. I didn't change nothing. Right? And the subscribers I've had them for years. Years. Shout out to Nando. What the fuck are we doing? Like, look at all these dumb, stupid. Listen, stupid. Screen sharing and sharing stupid little group chats. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm here to talk boxing, and if I want to criticize Al Heyman, I think I should be able to do it. If I want to make a joke, all right, about triple dipping with Al Heyman because he's an advisor, you got to give him a cut, you got to get a promoter cut and a manager cut. Oh, God for fucking bid. All right? What do you want to do now? You want to dox me? You think I'm scared of that? I ain't scared of nothing, bro. Like it doesn't, I don't give a fuck what anybody wants to do or say. I just don't. And when you don't give a fuck, nobody can do anything to you. All right? It is what it is. Screen share this and share that, motherfuckers. How about that? I see a lot of stupid shit. Nando, he gave me a super chat. Should Nando answer for everything DStyle says? Right? Oh, Nando, but you used to give super chat. Well, what Nando does was his fucking money. What DStyle does was his fucking money. It's our fucking business, you stupid motherfuckers. What the fuck? What's the matter here? Right? One time I get punched on the super chat. Like some dude called me. Like, yeah, I don't understand why you're giving the guy like. Don't worry about who the fuck I gave him super chat. Like my money too. Keeping tabs on shit I did fucking 5 years ago. Like that's weird. Talking about weird. Oh, he's weird. It's weird. These cats are acting weird. They're being raped. These styles being like. I had people texting me and they're saying you're racist now. Like I'm racist. Am I? This is where we got it now. This is crazy. All I said was that, just they have like 100,000 hits right now on Twitter. They got a triple dip with Al Heyman. Al Heyman's been freaking disregarding, just completely disregarding the Ali Act for years. I don't hear none of these just crying about it. None of them. The Ali Act, that shit doesn't do anything, bro. Al Heyman proved that already, right? But anyway, shout out to Nando and shout out to Remy once again for the super chat, brother. DStyle brings the facts, even in jokes. That's right. All right. But for that dude on Twitter, bro, I can't even remember the dude's name. Like he doesn't shut up, bro. Like every other time I say something that he disagrees with. Oh, what happened to DStyle? DStyle used to be such a cool dude. I used to really admire him. But he turned into a monster. Like, just stop, bro. Like, what the fuck? Look at like the dude literally said DStyle for 10 years ago. What the fuck with DStyle today? Like the dude is psychoanalyzing me. Like he knows more about me than me. Right? What the fuck is going on right now? What are we doing? What are we doing? We do a round table, invited all types of people, right? Had people complaining and not liking who's coming on. And I invited Divine Sense, certain codes that didn't want them on. I told them, well, too bad, I'm going to bring them on anyway, right? Like they didn't want Sutter Kane on. Like, oh, I don't want him on. I quit. Like, well, I don't give a fuck, bro. I've been dealing with like all this dumb shit. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm ready to just spill beans on a lot of shit because I've been holding back on a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of just keeping it boxing. But hey, I got receipts. I got texts. I got a lot of things. You want to get ugly, we can get ugly. Or we could just keep it boxing. That's it. Or if you disagree with what I said about Heyman, just talk about that. I don't give a shit what you do. All right? So what does it means that fighters that fight under PBC, all right, the joke is that there's three times that they dip on the fighter. The manager dips, right? The promoter dips, and the advisor dips. That's it. That's all I meant. Oh, but he took care of Paul Williams. Like, okay, good for him. Like, you know what I mean? He took the fighters. They didn't complain about him. Did I say they complained? No, things I didn't say, to things that weren't like. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Now, all you got to do, go to my feed on X and click on the Al Heyman Joe, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right? I'm not going to do all the explaining for everybody. All right? So it just is what it is. All the crime, bro. These study chains, bro. Let's text about it on our group text. We don't need them criticizing Heyman. We need to make sure we shut him up. Shut DStyle up. Question his character. Bring up his past. I don't give a fuck what you do. I just don't give a shit. Shout out to Appletite. All right? Salute to me. Hermano DStyle. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate the super chat. You know what I mean? But with that said, what's with all these weak ass fans and these snake oil salesman promoters just crying about TKO coming in? I mean, like all of a sudden they care, right? All of us, the lawyer now, he's over here sitting in his feminine posture, getting interviewed by Ariel Helwani, right? And he just he's just talking like, why are we going to change everything? We're going to change it on the fighters. I want to give everything to the fighters. I want to give all of it. That's why Gennady Golovkin had to take me to court. That's why Canelo had to take me to court. We believe in transparency for the fighters. That's what we want. Why do they want to change everything? Right? All of a sudden, and then he cares about the undercards. All of the Turkey, he needs better undercards for the sport. Right? Oh, yeah, because boxing promoters are just, before Turkey came around, they were just known for putting on amazing undercards on his great pay-per-views, right? I didn't hear for years that it makes no business sense to waste great matchups on undercards for pay-per-views when it's already going to sell with the main event. I didn't hear that for years, right? Is it really me changing, or is everything around me changing? Thank you. Right? Thank you. I remember, right? Because I was an original. Like I remember like when we were all talking about boxing back, like we were always complaining about how shit the undercards are. They're throwing these prospects in there with no hopers. I mean, I just remember how shitty all the undercards were. Right? Here and there, they'll give us like a good co-main, but then they'll go back to being shit. Right? For years. I just remember for years, like all the complaining the boxing fans did. All of a sudden, the lawyer cares about undercards all of a sudden. I'm digressing. All right? I don't want to digress too much. So, all of a sudden, Oscar De La Hoya cares about the wellness of the sport. But like he's speaking out of two sides of his mouth. So one hand he's saying, why do they want to change everything? It's bad for the fighters. They're going to hurt the sport. Right? While he sits there in his feminine posture. Right? While Ariel Helwani is like just looking at him like he really is a golden boy. Right? Like he's looking at gold. Ariel Helwani is like, but Oscar, what do you think about, like you know what I mean? He's just looking at him like in awe. because he's at his house, right? But then on the other hand, I'm not worried about them. They're not going to do anything. It's not real boxing anyway. It's going to be like slap boxing, and they're going to change. They're going to have animals and hovering around the ring, and they're just not going to be, can I talk about Canelo yet? Because I don't like Canelo. Right? I mean, that's all it is. What have we done? Oscar De La Hoya is so concerned about the Ali Act. It's been there for decades, right? I mean, calm down with the decades now, but the reality is, Oscar De La Hoya made all his millions. He became a megastar in the sport of boxing just fine before the Ali Act. I mean, there was no Ali Act in the 90s, right? And right at the turn of the century, no Ali Act. And he did just fine. He was being developed. He was developed, and fighters were developed by promoters before the Ali Act. And then we have Eddie Hearn. Shout out to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's like so concerned about the Ali Act, right? Oh, the Ali Act. We can't get rid of the Ali Act. Let's not get rid of the Ali Act. The Ali Act, I do declare, is really important. Yet the Ali Act is not enforced in the UK. Now, the same people that will say things like, we don't need TKO to come in. Look how boxing's doing great. Look at the UK, right? The UK does not, the Ali Act is not law in the UK. It's a federal law in the United States of America. That's it. There's no Ali Act where Eddie Hearn is doing his best, which is in the UK, right? So when Eddie Hearn's talking about fighter pay and percentages, and he brings up like Anthony Joshua, well, Anthony Joshua obviously didn't need the Ali Act to get transparency from you, right? The reality is that this whole Ali Act thing is so overrated. People are just blowing it out of proportion, right? Like the levels of proportion that it's being blown out of is insane, bro. It's absolutely insane, right? I mean, we are at a crossroads, right now, where boxing in America, we're the only place where the Ali Act is enacted, right, where it's enforced, that it's law. American boxing's in a shit. All right? And we keep it real. It's not in a good place. All right? Now, I don't want to do the whole, common denominator thing, but, it's shit right now. American boxing, in particular, is in a shit. Okay? And TKO is coming in. We don't even know what they're going to do yet, right? If what they do is shit, well, look, I'll be the first one to point it out of what they're doing is shit. But we don't know what they've done yet. They haven't even started. You have all these people, the Ali Act was made to stop a league from forming. What do you have against the league exactly? Have you even thought about it? Have you ever stopped and said, you know what? Okay, fine. Let me think about it. All right? Have you actually thought about it, or are your defenses up? Because networks don't want boxing anymore. Top Rank doesn't have a TV deal. Anyways, fighting on Facebook in the United States of America. Right? Crawford is old as fuck. Canelo's old as fuck. Usyk's old as fuck. Got a bunch of old farts who are stars of the sport. They're about to retire any day now. Right? besides them, no one's really able to sell out arenas or do big gates, or like there's no real business going on. But when you have like an entity like TKO coming in and they want to start a league and get fights going and you know, invest into the sport, all people they just have this like weird knee-jerk negative reaction to it. Like what exactly, like look, if it doesn't work, we just go back to what we have. What why are you so against it? Who told, like it's like it's almost like somebody told you to be against it. Like it's a cool thing to do to be against it, right? Like you feel like this defender of the fighters by being against it. Like, oh, I believe in the fighters, the protection of the fighters, the it's important, right? I agree that the protection of fighters is important. Guess what? Fighters have managers. All right? Let them worry about that. What you should be worried about, what you should be concerned about as a fan is what's best for you as a fan. Are fighters fighting once a year best for you? Is it best for the sport? Is the sport going to grow if guys are fighting every 15 months? Calix has crunched in the numbers before. Like one time, like the top 20 pound for pound fighters like had fought like a combined like 22 times or whatever the fuck it was. Insane. Like in a year. Crazy. We got guys looking at these numbers whether the reports are true or not. I don't know. Like they're only going to pay champions $500,000 to defend. Like I mean, I don't know if that's what they're going to pay or not. But what makes you guys think that all these fighters are making millions of dollars? It's very few of them that are. Very few. Like, what do you think? Fighters like all the get the top 100 fighters in the world, they're all swimming in millions? Like, is that what you think? And maybe that model, let's see, that's the model. Maybe it doesn't work and it won't work for a lot of fighters. Guess what? Those fighters won't fight in the league. But if we get good fights out of it, and the Saudis are going to back it, and we get some awesome fights out of it, then what do you care? Right? What do you care? No. Oscar the lawyer is talking about fighter development, and you can have like you need to develop the fighter for years, and then you step them up. Like do we? This is what boxing fans have been complaining for years. They take forever to make the fights happen, right? Now he's thinking like a promoter about a promoter that's protecting his fighters, right? But at the end of the day, as a fight fan, I just want to get the ball rolling, bro. Let's get the ball rolling. If a dude could have been a champion, if he was developed, but he wasn't because he was beat very early in his career and he was knocked the fuck out and somebody else knocked him the fuck out. Well, guess what? That dude that knocked him the fuck out sees the moment. Now he will become the star in the future, okay? Like someone's going to become the star regardless. We just got to keep it moving. All right? Let managers and or whatever worry about all that. Like I just want the ball to move. Okay? That's it. I'm not thinking about the development. Oh, we got to develop them first, and then down the line, then we make the fights. Like 30 years, like 13, 15 years later, then we do the fight. No, what the fuck are we doing? And that model is actually what has slowed down the sport. People get restless. That's why the sport is not that popular anymore, right? Hearns and Leonard were in their 20s when they fought. And what are we doing? We got to keep it moving. If everyone's forced to fight everybody, someone's going to come out on top. right? If it's not the guy that Oscar De La Hoya or Eddie Hearn want to develop, oh well, that's not my problem. I'm a fight fan. I'm a boxing fan, and that's how you should be thinking as a fan. Instead, we have fans like agreeing with this. Like we have fans like, yeah, develop them for like 13 years, and then you put them in a fight that they could potentially lose. Yes, like no, what are we doing? What? You know how many more fighters don't get opportunities due to politics? Crawford was almost one of those fighters, right? Crawford was almost a fighter that was never going to get a shot. Would have probably end up being another fighter that gave up the sport. But he sparked Timothy Bradley. Bradley put a good word for him. Top Rank ended up signing him, and then boom, right? PBC wanted to develop Errol Spence. They wanted to develop rivalries within PBC to make big fights. Crawford was just in the way, right? They try to bury him and erase him from even being a champion. But guess what? Eventually they have to fight. It is what it is, right? Boxing, and I promise you, there's just a lot of talent out there that never get a shot. They never get an opportunity. They never get a chance to, because why? Because promoters don't think those guys are stars. So they want to develop the guys that they think are going to be stars. So they protect them and they develop them. And then later down the line, when finally they're going to get a payoff out of it, then they step them up. All right? That's what happens. And that's what Oscar De La Hoya is advocating for us to keep doing. No, I actually like the idea of a league where all these guys got to fight each other and the cream always rises to the top. The water will level, and whoever the best is, whether people think he's marketable or not, that guy comes out on top. All right? And that's the type of system I want to see. I get why regional promoters and managers and guys like De La Hoya, like, and maybe the top ranks of the world don't want that, right? How many times in the sport of boxing have guys accidentally, right, just burst into the scene? It wasn't planned. Nobody had a vision for them. They just came in and they upset the apple cart because they were severely underrated, right? How many times have you seen that happen? Right? Victor Ortiz was one of those guys that were trying to develop because he looked the part. He looked like the star. He was knocking guys out. He was a beast in the ring, right? Later on, they found out he just wasn't cut for it, right? But what happened? They threw him in there with Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana was supposed to lose that fight. All right? De La Hoya and Goldenberg were developing Victor Ortiz, waiting to step him up for the right fight. Maidana was brought in as an opponent, and Maidana upset the apple cart. Maidana is in the mix. Nobody had a vision for him, but he's somebody that slipped through the cracks and got his opportunities, right? And that's it. Like that, somebody, they got their opportunities. They got their shot. Guys, wrenches, step up, man. Get rid of weirdos. I just don't want to see them. Let's just step it up. All right. I just don't want to see the weirdos, bro. Like, it is what it is, dude. All right. So Maidana slips through the cracks. You know who else slipped through the cracks? Mayorga. He wasn't supposed to be running for us. He was just supposed to be another dude that was going to get run through, and boom, right? Manny Pacquiao. Look at the phenom and the star that Manny Pacquiao became. He was just supposed to be another dude that Marco Antonio Barrera was going to beat up. He was an accomplished fighter, but, you know, Barrera was a favorite going into that fight. He goes in there and just beats the shit out of Barrera. One of my favorite fights ever. I love that fight. All right? I love that fight. It's not because I don't like Barrera. I'm just saying it was a great performance by Manny. All right? Just beat the shit out of Barrera. He just beat the shit out of him. Right? And But unfortunately, a lot of fighters don't get that opportunity. All right. A lot of fighters never get their shot. The lawyer's talking about all these UFC fighters that, like in that Ariel Helwani interview, look at the UFC guys that they lose one time and then they're gone. I don't know, to be honest with you. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know that was a problem in the UFC. I think UFC fighters stay active, but whatever. I don't pay that much attention to UFC. But, right? No, not to that degree where I'm looking at their prospects, right? But the reality is, right? The shout out to EV, right? The reality, let me check something really quick. Let me check this. All right. Why isn't my thing updating? Am I live? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, keep it moving. You see, there's a lot of fighters in boxing that are talented, that have everything a lot of the guys that are being developed by the promoters have. There's a lot of them out there. They just don't get their shot, right? Or they're given, or no one is developing them and putting them in there with cab drivers, so they have to go through a gauntlet. You know what I mean? And all those tough fights wear them down, and they never really get an opportunity to rise, right? Because they're not being developed that way, right? And the reality is, we need a system that gives as many fighters as possible the shot, not the handpicked golden boys that the promoters believe will be stars in the future. Not those guys. I do believe that the quality of the fighters has been diminished because of this protecting style. Like, just think about what Oscar De La Hoya is saying, right? He is admitting out in the open, right, that they quote unquote develop fighters and they have a methodology to do it and to keep them away from tough opposition, right? To one day in the future, after they're developed, to step them up, right? But think about what that means. And if you're a pro fighter and you're talking about the Ali Act and you believe in protecting of the fighters, and then you should be for all the guys, even the dude that's a mechanic and like you know what I mean, or that's a fighter but has to work on the side as a mechanic or construction or as a state trooper or whatever, right? Whatever they're doing, or they're a police officer, or they're, I don't know, a firefighter on the side, right? The reality is, those guys, like, they deserve their shot. In any real sport, they deserve their shot, right? I couldn't imagine like chess working this way, right? Like no. We're not going to do the ELO rating that way. If you need to be marketable to become the chess champion, and so we're not going to have everybody play each other. No. We're going to make sure that Magnus Carlsen doesn't have to face anybody until he's well developed, and then we're going to step him up. And then, like, no, that's not, like, tennis doesn't work that way. No other sport works this way. Only in boxing, and only in boxing people sit back and think that's fine. Like, boxing fans are like, yeah. You got to develop them first. Yeah, the promoters pick who's going to be the future stars and the future world champions, and then they develop them. They revolve the sport around them to one day make the top, and then you step them up, right? Well, look, if you're a manager and you're thinking that way, that's fine. If you're a promoter and thinking that way, that's fine. But if you're a boxing fan and you're thinking that way, anybody was like Ariel Helwani is like nodding his head, like while Oscar De La Hoya is saying this, and he's not giving any pushback. Anything that I just said, right? Think about the part-time workers. Think about Oscar was talking about we got to find the diamonds and we got to protect them, and then while we protect them and develop them, then we step them up, right? Let me tell you something. If someone's a diamond, If someone's a diamond in the rough, a diamond develops under pressure. All right. You know how you're going to find the real diamonds? When you make all the prospects fight each other, when you make all the contenders fight each other, right? And all the unified champions fight each other, right? The dude that comes out on top after they went through the gauntlet, that's the diamond. The diamond is not the dude that is handpicked by a promoter and then is developed over time. That's not the diamond. And I'm going to have matchmaker Roberto Diaz on tomorrow, by the way, and I'm going to say that to him. He may not even agree with what I have to say because he's coming from a matchmaker manager perspective, right? That's where he's coming from. But it's time for boxing fans to have the perspective of, you know, like think like a fan, to think like someone who wants to see the best fight the best. Think like somebody who wants to see the right guys come out on top, not the hand-picked guys. Not those guys. Like, not even in the amateurs does it work this way. Right? It kind of is. Actually, I'll take that back. They kind of are that. Like, they don't even do the Olympic trials anymore. You know, like if you win the Olympic trials, it doesn't mean you're going to make the Olympic team now. Even if you win, even if you beat everybody. Like the Olympic the Team USA could just be like, no, well, we feel like you won, but you're not really the best. So that guy just had a bad night, and that's why you eliminated him. But he's still going to go because he has more points, right? And then they wonder why they're not winning any medals. You know what I mean? Why Team USA can't win anything. Because if you can't handle the pressure of winning the Olympic trials, how the fuck are you going to go and win the fucking Olympics? If you can't win the nationals, like what makes you think? Like what are we doing? Yeah, like here's the other thing, like, oh, Jared Anderson. And then we have fans that do this, bro. That, oh, it was stupid to do that. Why they do that? Now he's been exposed. So what? So what? No other athlete in any other sport has this luxury, bro, where they get protected from being exposed. And like, you know what I mean? You can keep this guy, that guy away from them. That's not the way. It doesn't work that way in other sports. Michael Jordan wasn't handpicked by, like by the NBA, by the what do you call him? The head of the NBA, the chairman. I forget what the fuck they call him. Like oh yeah, he's a star. Look at he takes his tongue out, dunks in his show. We want him to be the champion. You know what I mean? So we're gonna handpick. We're gonna guide his career to the NBA. No, you didn't get to do that. You have to face some beast. You have to get through like Rodman and Isaiah Thomas and the fucking Knicks. So you have to get through that shit. You know what I mean? You have to take some bumps and bruises on the way, but then he surpassed that, and then you have to get through the Barclays and like you know what I mean. You have to go through the Karl Malone and the Stockton and all that. None like the Reggie Miller. Like you have to beat those guys. That was a diamond. That proved it was a diamond under pressure. Right? Floyd Mayweather, say what you want, but as Money Mayweather, they put him in there with the Castillos, the Corrales, like they stepped him up. They built his career. He had a Hall of Fame career before he even fought De La Hoya and became Money Mayweather. Look at Oscar De La Hoya. Look at the star he is. They put him in there with tough opposition. But now he's talking about development, like we got to protect these guys, and believe me, when I pick a guy and I know he has a future, we need to protect him. And no, you want to give him an easier route and pad his record while the tough contenders either quit the sport because they don't have any opportunities, there's no income coming in, or they all eliminate each other, and then eventually, this guy gets to the top a lot easier. That's really what you're saying. I'm not even mad at it. Because he's thinking like a promoter, but we, boxing fans, should not be promoters. You're not a manager. And you're over advocating, like fighting hard for these fighters' pay. These fighters, they don't call your boss and ask for a raise. They don't call your boss and hey, man, give DStyle a raise. Right? Like I work with my brother and shit, right? Fucking Eddie Hearn ain't calling my brother, but hey, pay these some more money. Come on, he's your brother, bro. Like he ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? They looking out for you. Like they're not advocating for you. We got firefighters and shit, like risking their lives, going through fire. We got soldiers out there, in the line of fire and all this shit, making nowhere near the amount of money you guys are scoffing at. Like, oh, they're only gonna pay them $700,000 to defend a belt. Oh man, that's peanuts. Like you're over here advocating for shit, right? When these people, they don't give a fuck about you. These fighters are not even grateful to the fans anymore. I was watching Sweet Pea, an interview with Sweet Pea Whitaker, right? And it goes to everybody. Like I've heard Chavez, Ray Leonard, Hagler, God rest his soul, just recently passed away. When they talk about the fans, and when Chavez talks about his pueblo and los aficionados and sus fans, like he's like, he's grateful, bro, and you could hear it in his voice. Like Sweet Pea Whitaker talked about the fans in a very high regard. Like he really cared about what the fans thought. He's like, hey, the judge is going to give it to me, but as long as the fans knew that I won, that's all that mattered to me. Like that's how he thought. Look how these fighters talk to you now. Look how these fighters talk about the fans, bro. Paulie Malignaggi calls fans stupid and idiots, right? Like you have Jake Paul making fun of people because they work 9 to 5s. You have Tank Davis mocking fans because they're poor and broke, and like, you know what I mean. If fans say, I don't want to pay for that pay-per-view, it's a ripoff. Oh, you're broke. Are you broke? You have the president of Showtime Sports calling people cheap and not real boxing fans. They don't want to buy his fucking crappy ass pay-per-views, bro. That's how they talk about you. Well, the fans are going to be there when I'm gone. So, like, which is true. Right? I get it. Don't get me wrong. I ain't even mad at the fighters when they say shit. Right? But you think I'm going to be over here advocating for them when they're fucking shit all over us? Fighting once a year, staying inactive, talking shit about the fan base, calling boxing fans stupid, and then like you think I'm going to be over here advocating? They don't advocate for you. What are we doing? Right? And now they're teasing us with Virgil versus Boots. It's time to make that fight, bro. This should have 5 years ago. It's time to make the fight. Time to make that fight, right? And not because we need to develop it and make it bigger. Like what are we doing? Just make the fight, bro. Leonard versus Hearn. Those were in their fucking 20s, bro. Early 20s when they fought. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? These guys are in their late 30s now when they're finally fighting, bro. Like this is what we're doing now, right? The model of marinate. Oh, we got to marinate this shit. We got to marinate the prospects. Keep them away from tough competition. You got the smart thing to do. Develop them, and then when the time is right, then we step them up. Fuck all that bullshit, right? Fuck all that. Step them up. Shout out to Evie. He says he's developing the champ, right? Hey, I'll take anything I could get. You know what I mean? With that said, guys, I know it's late. I gotta get going. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I'm done with the crime, bro. I'm done with it. Oh, but they're gonna steal from the fighters. Samson fighters left him because they said they were stealing from them. Like, what are we doing? Like it's just stupid, right? I get it, Nando, but time to make the fight. You know what I mean? That's it. Done with the waiting, bro. Done with the waiting. Just like the top 2 teams making the Super Bowl, it is what it is, bro. They don't say, well, we need to develop the Dallas Cowboys. They're the most popular team, so let's give them an easy path to the Super Bowl. That's a smart thing to do. If you like, what are we doing, bro? Evie says back then boxers had to fight to get exposure and build fans. Now they just use social media. I mean, and You know, like, I just think these guys, they just don't appear to be hungry, man. Like they don't appear like you don't see any urgency sometimes, like to go for greatness. You just don't see it. Like it's just what it is, bro. Like, if anything, like they let the cat out of the bag and they say, like, oh, going for greatness is stupid, and we got to be smart. We got to get the bag, and I understand why Tank did it because he's gonna get his bag. Like it's like I don't know. And these are boxing fans saying this. Boxing fans. With that said, guys, I gotta get going. All right, appreciate it. All right, and that is that. I'm out. Peace.